I wanted to talk about two things that the FBI does a lot, and that is the bait and switch and the bust and turn. Two things that I know a lot about. I have extensive experience with this. Well, the first time they did this to me that I know about was when I first started going to Buffalo High School, way back. Way back, okay? I was I was in gym class going out to the field, and there was a girl kind of walking in front of me, and then she was next to me, and I thought, we started talking like, oh, hi, she was friendly, nice, said all the right things, was smiling, laughing. I thought, hey, she's a really nice person, maybe I could be friends with her. So the next day, doing the same thing, going out in gym class, and there she is. She's in front of me. The same hair, the same body type, the same clothing. I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And she turned around, and it was Tammy Urick, or Tammy Gurnett. And I'm like, oh, you're not her. And she was smiling and friendly anyway, so I thought, oh, what the hell? I might as well talk to her. She seems friendly, too. So that's how Tammy and I got together as friends, even though she wasn't my friend, and I didn't know she wasn't my friend. But, see, they baited me with an FBI agent, and then then they put Tammy in her place. Now, Tammy was working for the FBI, but she wasn't an agent. And it all makes sense to me now, because on the phone she always used to say, what are you eating? What are you eating? And I thought it was so weird. Like, what are you eating? What are you eating? And like, lots of times I wasn't eating anything. And so I just started making things up that I wasn't even eating, just to tell her something. And because I didn't trust her even from them. I thought it was really weird. Now, as far as the bust and turn goes, now, okay, when I was with Dan Hazelton, now, Kevin, David, that's your dad. When I was with Dan Hazelton, he had a friend named Jack, and Jack lived in Woodinville. Jack was Dan's friend. Now, Dan used to have a stepdad that used to beat him unconscious every day. Now, Jack stepped in, and he defended him and said, hey, if you ever lay a finger on him again, we're going to have a problem. And so he didn't. In any case, Dan and Jack became good friends. Well, they were a little bit more than good friends. Now, we were always going over to his house, and maybe we were smoking pot. Jack never smoked pot. It was just Dan and I. And Jack would, he was a body man. He worked on cars. He would fix the body of the cars and all that. Real good at it, too. And one day, Jack told me this story about how he was driving to the grocery store, and he pulled around. He was going around the back of the store or something. All of a sudden, all these FBI agents swarmed him, and there was like dozens of them, and they're like, okay, buddy, where's the heroin at? And Jack didn't even do drugs. So they were trying to bust him so they can turn him. And there was nothing they could bust him on, as far as I know. And Jack, he tried to warn me about it because he told me the story, but I wasn't worried about it because why would I be worried about FBI agents? Like, I had no reason to. But see, the thing is they were watching and listening to things that were happening in my apartment, things that were said, things that were done. And what I'm thinking what happened was the FBI got a whole bunch of dirty information, and they threatened Jack with something real bad, like telling his wife what him and Dan and I were doing. We had like a threesome like a couple times or something, and a few times Dan told me about what Jack and him did together over at his house. And his wife or girlfriend or whatever she was, she had no idea about it. Dan told me about how Jack would take him into the bathroom over at Jack's house and lay Dan down on the floor, and Jack would go up and down on him with his, rectum, and they would fuck each other. Then they would get his wife's underwear out of the hamper, put it on their faces, and jack off. All kinds of shit that the FBI used. I think that they threatened him to tell his wife about this information. Because all of a sudden, Jack, he was working for him. Otherwise, he changed his mind about it altogether. It was like, screw it. They're giving me money or whatever they were doing. And, well, I think that they held this information against him because they could never bust him on anything because he never did anything wrong, as far as I know. All of a sudden, he turned into a prick, and he took $2,000 of my money and never gave me the car for it, and all sorts of stuff. And then he was my enemy, I guess. But that's how the FBI works. They're dirty, real dirty.